Hey guys, I wouldn't say that. I can, yeah, but thank you. You're more than welcome to come up if you want. Hey Barb. I just went over there about 5 minutes ago, and saw that, and you can come up. I mean, and anybody's welcome to come in, and I can explain. I mean, we were talking about Tim and Angela. You know, I, I don't know what to. How are you?
Hello, my beautiful friend. How are you?
Hanging in there, hanging in there. Yeah, no, I scrolled. I got a message from someone, and I went over there and I looked. Just to let everybody know, I didn't. We had no idea that he was coming in that live last night. That live was about Tim and Angela. That's why I was up. Tim and Angela. That's why I was up there.
Right.
Um, I would have very happily called him out if I knew more about him. I've never covered him. I know about some of the things he's done, but I've never covered him. I know about some of the things he's done, but I've never covered him. I don't know a lot about him, or I would have been more than happy to be like, why did you do XYZ, blah, blah, blah.
Place. We were there talking about Tim and Angela.
Right. And it wasn't my platform to disrupt what you had planned. And I was, even with my words, I was trying to be more respectful than I am sometimes on my own.
I don't know why you think you got to do that on my platform. Have you ever heard me? Good gracious.
I just, I was just very confused when I saw that because, and I did see, I think Michelle the Mooch made a video, and I laughed on it, because when he said, "Oh, I gifted them big," no, you didn't. And yeah, I said thank you for the gifts because that's just who I am. I thank everybody, but we were all so confused. If you listen to the clip, I was like, "Thank you."
Same, same. Thank you, Puppy Power. Yes, that was so wild. I
Yeah,
think he's up to something, and I don't know what it is, but I think he's up to something. But I can promise you, there is not a person on. I'm sure you saw my responses over on Reddit. There's not a person on TikTok, Reddit, or anywhere that's going to make me act out of character. And I don't just treat people shitty for the general purpose of doing so. That's wild.
right. Because if I were to have been like for example, you're a piece of shit. We know what you do. We know what you did. Obviously, your story is out there. I don't cover you, so I mean, for me to call him out, I would have been like, I know about birth myths or whatever the hell it was called. I know like little bits and pieces. I've never deep dove on him. So for me to call him out, and then for me to like get nasty with him, then he would turn it around and say, well, they bullied me when I went into their live to try to talk to them. And then that would gain sympathy, which would gain money, which, I,
Right.
you
Oh,
know,
puppy power might be onto something. Yeah, no, it's that's not, and it's just not the person that I want to be. I don't want to just be someone who, I don't have to like your actions. I choose not to associate with Beth because
right.
I cannot act in a reasonable manner when it comes to her. So
Absolutely.
I choose to not associate.
Yeah. Like we had Devin in the box one time, and the way he was acting, of course, got me pissed off and got me going. And that's what Beth and Devin want.
Yep, that's
They're
exactly what they want.
they're two that I would definitely not be able to be in a box with because I'd be like, get ready, guys, because we're going to my main because this one's going down. You know? uh,
Same.
yeah, we if they were to get in the box, but I've always if a beggar or scammer wants to come in here that doesn't have me blocked, come on in. talk to me and I'll tell you know, like Tim and Angela, or like when we were covering Bria Ty, or you know, like the ones that I cover. We had Black Mamba up in the box one time. We cover him. I mean, it is you know. I don't know.
Well, and I guess I don't know. I kind of look at it like this: it doesn't make me a superior person if I speak down to you. What makes me a superior person is the fact that I don't come on here and scam people.
Right, right, and that we bring the facts and the receipts on people.
100%.
You know, and I know it was question like what video, and I'm guessing maybe you made a video on him. Is that I don't know. I didn't see it.
I did, and it was so long
Okay.
ago. I had to go back and search for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't see it. So, you know, when he was talking about it in that video, I was like, I have no idea what she's talking about. Like, yeah, I don't know.
No,
And
did
to
he
be
make a
honest, my impression wasn't great.
he made a video about coming in there last night?
Yeah, and then he gifted
No,
us big.
when he was in there, he did. He said something. Oh, that was him. Okay, okay, it was him that said it.
Yeah, I'll tag you in the video. He made a video and he's like, I went in, I got a like he was telling the story about how he got a message from somebody, I guess, with your video. And when he went to go watch the video, he saw that your light was lit up. So that's why he went in there. And then he said, I went in and I gifted them and I gifted them big. And I don't quote me, but this is pretty much what it said. I gifted them big. And now then they were being nice to me. And now I think that they're not going to cover me anymore. I don't care if you give me a you are my universe, like he sings or whatever. I don't care if you give me a universe. If you're a fucking scammer, I'm going to still cover you. You gifted 100 coins or diamonds or whatever the hell, however it goes.
I don't know what he considers a big gift.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. But I saw the Reddit. They feel like we ruined things because we didn't call him or his agency out. I don't know his agency. I didn't know. I guess he has
Well,
one. I didn't. What am I supposed to say?
well, hold on. Let me address the agency thing. Um, the agency that came into the live last night. Do you guys remember me saying thank you, rock stars? Two
Yeah.
hand hearts. Do you remember that?
Right.
That's my agency.
Okay.
They represent me. So whatever this nonsense is, I don't know if he has an agency, if that's his agency. I know nothing I can do.
Very well could be.
Yeah, it very well could be his agency. I don't care. They have
Who's
nothing
mad
to
that
do
we
with
didn't-
what he does. Nothing.
Who's mad that we didn't call him out?
I guess there's a couple people on a post and on Reddit that are mad that we didn't call him out. But like I was saying, I don't cover him. I've never covered him. I might stream him if there's nobody else on, or you know. But if somebody was in that chat that knew better about it, I wouldn't know what to say. I like if I got Tim in a chat, I'd be like, oh, blah 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 blah. Or if I got Black Mamba in a chat, oh, yada 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 yada. You know, like when I covered Brie and Ty. If I had somebody in a chat that I knew more about, I would gladly speak to them and call them out. And I'm using my air quote, you know, I would gladly say something. But him, I don't know much about.
I don't watch him much either. Only when Troller's around.
To be honest, I don't. I mean, I know a small amount about him, but I don't know enough that I would have even tried to call him out in my live. But also, it wasn't the time or the place.
Right. That we were talking about Tim and Angela. And when he came in, I remember looking and I was like, Michelle? Like, and then I made sure it was him. And it was. And then we were all freaking shocked, to be
I
honest.
was so confused.
Yeah, it was just very, very weird that he had come in. And like I said, I don't know enough about him to call him out. I don't. You know, I know what's been told to me, and I watched one live on him from, I want to say almost a year ago. I think Samantha had it live, or was it? I don't know. I found one live, and I was watching it one day while I was cooking. I was listening to it, but I really
I
don't know a lot about him.
I popped into his live one day, and just his behavior in that live pushed my buttons, so I made a video on him. And that's pretty much the extent of what I know. I mean, I know a little bit more. I tried to do a little bit of homework before I made my video, but I don't know much about him either.
Yeah. Or else, I mean, I would have been happy to say something. I didn't know what to say. I can't go, and I hate, lack of a better word, toe to toe with somebody if I don't know much about them.
Yeah, I don't like to speak when I don't have a full story to tell.
Right.
Can we address Brenda's questions? She's asked a couple times about Tim and Angela. I don't
Yeah.
want her to feel like we're ignoring her.
Yeah, Tim and Angela, they did get the room. I forgot what night it was. He came on.
I think it was night before last, wasn't it?
It wasn't last night, but it was
Yeah,
the
it
night
was
before
Sunday.
he came on, talking about needing money for the room, and somebody donated them a good chunk of change. I'm thinking. I mean, we don't know exactly how much, but by the time he got off, he said that it was enough for a week, about a week's worth of the room, and then food up until he gets his food stamps for tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm not trying to like run your live. I just didn't want to.
No, that's okay. What's up, Matilda? But yeah, I mean, I just, yeah, I saw that, and then I saw you message me, and I'm glad to jump on live and address anything. I laughed in that comment that Michelle the Mooch put, because of what he was saying in that video.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
it was laughable. It was laughable. That's why I laughed. But then, like, I saw on Reddit, like, why did you accept the gift? I can't not accept something. And then if I go into his chat to gift it back, then are they going to say, "Oh, look, awareness is gifting Michelle"?
That's exactly what they're going to say.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I actually also addressed that. Right. I just talked my husband into, are you serious?
And I said, let's do that.
I just talked him into pulling over to help someone that was broken down.
Oh,
And it looks like this lady's out here trying to scam some cash out of people, and got her kid out here trying to help, because he just tried to help them, and they were like, "Oh, never mind, we've got it."
oh, huh.
And now the kid is not getting back in the car. They put the hood down. The kid is not getting back in the car, and he's watching us pull away. So now we're gonna go sit over here and see if that's what's going on. Man, I find them everywhere.
Right? Not even just on TikTok.
Right? But anyhow, so I addressed that I don't know if you saw my comments over on Reddit. I addressed that. I absolutely accept gifts in my life. I will continue to do so. And Beefaroni's coming to visit us. Maybe she wants to talk about her tickets.
She's coming
What did she want? Beth, we didn't come live to talk about you. What the hell do you want?
Well, we could talk about her tickets that she forgot to mention. The ones animal control gave her.
Oh?
in. Forget to mention she chose not to.
Oops.
Oh?
Right, California girl?
He's gonna come over here and bash on me, or do it on Instagram.
She's so wild. And seriously, one time I've acted completely out of character on this app, and it was trying to talk to her.
And I did the same when she was streaming her, and we were yelling back and forth, and I went down for a week. And it is what it is. It's not like I don't have plenty more accounts. But Beth, don't be coming over here thinking you're gonna start shit.
Just block them.
Hi, BK. Yeah, she did the exact same thing to me. I was screaming, I was yelling, I was acting a complete fool.
Yeah, I did the same. I'm not gonna lie. I did the same, but I knew we were gonna go down once my mouth opened.
Yeah, that's surprisingly, I didn't get taken down. I don't know how, but surprisingly, I did not go down. For those who don't know, well, I don't like to say this out loud because I don't like the scammers to get this information. If anybody wants suggestions on how to protect your account when you got a bad mouth, when you can't keep your temper under control, message me. I got you. I have said and done some pretty wild shit on this app, and very rarely do I go down.
Oh, hey, sweet baby Rays. So no, what we were saying about Michelle, just to touch on that, just to show Beth that we didn't come on here to talk about her. But we can after.
Absolutely.
I saw the Reddit. I just read the Reddit and whatnot. Michelle came in Brittany's live last night, and what I understood about the video that I saw of him today, he said, and I asked Brittany, I said, I'm guessing that you made a video because I've never made a video. I don't cover him. I don't know Michelle or, I don't know Michael, whatever you want to call him. I don't know him enough to cover him. So when he came in last night, we were all very confused of why he was in there. And if you watch the clip, you would see me kind of go, Michelle, and then figure out it was him. He did throw a couple gifts. Okay, no, that's fine. He did throw a couple gifts. I think it was like 100 coins or 100 diamonds or whatever it is. I did say thank you, and it was kind of like a thank you, kind of like a sarcastic thank you, because we were shocked that he was in there. And then when I saw that video today, I laughed. And I laughed because of when he was like, oh, I went in there and I gifted them big, mind you, and now they're gonna be nice and get off my back. And well, Michael, Michelle, whatever your name is, I don't cover you. And I don't care if he threw me a fucking universe. If I did cover you, I would still cover you, and I'd recycle those coins or whatever right back to other awareness creators like I do.
Right?
That's the whole reason why I laughed, because it was delusional at best for him to even think that. And I would have called him out. I saw a couple comments like, why didn't you call him out? And I would have said something if I knew more about him. The only thing I know about Michael is what has been told to me. And I watched one live, I don't know if it was from like a year ago but Samantha did a live on him, and I was listening to it one day while I was cooking. But I didn't know, and I don't know enough about him to be like, oh, you did this and you did that, and oh, okay, and I appreciate that. Yeah, and like I said, I would have happily, if the scammer comes into a chat that I know about, I'd be like, well, what about when you did XYZ? What about when you did, ABC, whatever? I don't know enough about him to do that. And I didn't want to disrespect Brittany's platform because, we were doing a live on Tim and Angela, and I didn't want to throw that off. It wasn't my platform. So yeah,
Can I ask Sweet Baby Raise a question?
of course.
Were you in the live? I'm wondering if you were privy to the chat, because I did type a couple comments to him in the chat. I'm wondering if you saw them. So my live, as I'm sure you're aware, just continued on. Like we were like, thank you. That's weird, but okay, do your thing, boy. Whatever. My husband will vouch. It's going to cost a lot more than $1 to make me nice, but whatever.
Right.
Um, but in the chat, I said to him, and I think I can probably go get the comments. I don't remember how to do it, but I think I can get the comments in which I don't, for the record, I don't feel like I have anything to prove to anyone. I am doing this because, well, first of all, I don't think that necessarily some of these other people should be drugged. You want to drag me, but leave these other people alone. But I said to him, we're here talking about someone else, but I am more than happy to host a live where we can discuss you. And he obviously turned me down. He obviously did not want to participate in that live. But I did make that offer to him.
Yeah, and I've always said, like, if I'm covering you as a scammer or a beggar, you're more than welcome to come in and talk. And I know Brittany's the same way. Like, I'm going to talk about you. I'm not going to block you. They block. I mean, I'm going to talk about you. I'm not going to block you. They block. I mean, a lot of them block me preemptively, so they think I can't watch them, but I do.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
I know.
Just stop. I don't block you. Why do you have to block me?
Exactly.
All you do is make me just switch accounts. That's just exhausting.
God, it's so hard to hit a couple buttons and get to another account. I just
Sweet Baby Ray's, your phone died just now or last night? Did you hear what I said to you? I hope so, because I don't want to have to repeat it. Mostly because my attention span is so short, I'm not sure I can.
But yeah, and like I said, I laughed on that video that I saw today because what he said about, oh, I went in there and I gifted them big and now they're going to be off my back. Dude, you gave us 100 coins or whatever the hell it was. No, it's okay. But yeah, I don't care if you give me a like. I don't ask for gifts. I am always that type of person. I don't care about gifts. If I get gifts, each and every one gets recycled throughout the community. I throw them. I just got a call. I throw them back to everybody else. So that's why I laugh, because it's laughable. His delusion is laughable at best.
100% it is, and none of us are making any big bucks here. If every scammer on the app can come gift me, no problem. I'm still not going to make the big bucks though. Still going to have to go to work every day.
Like, Matilda, throws a lightning bolt to, strike me down, but.
But Sweet Baby Ray's, what I said was I offered to host a live just for him. He could have a box and we could discuss him. He definitely declined that. So there's that. It's hard to know without actually being in there what was actually transpiring. Because we did just continue with the live as if nothing was happening. As if that wasn't one of the weirdest things that's ever happened.
Like the whole thing, and Brittany, I'll tell you, I downloaded your live. That whole encounter with him was about 7 minutes, and I put it on my. It's private, which I can send you the link, and you can hear the confusion in my voice of like, Michelle, like what, like, and when I said thank you, that's just me. That's just who I am. I thank everybody for anything they send. But and I know you're not coming at us with hate. I saw your comment. And I appreciate you coming. It was very, very, very weird. Yeah, I really was confused because I didn't know what the hell was. I don't know if it's a full moon coming or like what is going on, but a couple crazy things have been going on, but it was definitely confusing. And
God
like I
one, that's
said,
for sure.
if I knew more about him or, have deep dove on him and could go for better word, for lack of a better word, toe to toe with him and call him out on things, I would have said a couple things, but I don't. I honestly, I don't. Hazy Top, I honestly don't know a whole lot about him. And like Brittany said, we were in there for Tim and Angela.
Based on what I've heard today, I don't think any news is coming today.
So Sweet Baby Ray said, I think the biggest
News is coming today.
So Sweet Baby Ray said, I think the biggest thing is that we all look up to you guys, and we got surprised when something like that. Oh, yeah, I could appreciate and thank you for. Oh, yeah, I could appreciate and thank you for your kind words. That was very kind. We were just as surprised.
To say, even after the live back into my house, and she came upstairs, and I was like, "Look at this! Do you remember when I made this video?" Guy, she was looking at me like, "Why do you think I give one single shit about this?" But I was so confused. Like that was. I give one single shit about this, but I was so confused. Like that was definitely a first for me.
Yeah, it was very, very weird, and I think Brittany even put in the Reddit post. Yeah, it was very, very weird, and I think Brittany even put in the Reddit post like, if anything, it goes to show his supporters that what he does with his gifts that they give him, or with the money that they give him, he goes around and, I mean, how weird is that? That he's going to go around and gift awareness creators. Like, let's flip the script here for a second. That
Honestly,
like.
and I promise you, his supporters cannot support. They can't afford what it would take to make me nice.
Right.
Oh man. I just called Matilda a little bit ago and was like, "So, can you tell me what's going on? Because I am so confused with Metharoni."
Oh gosh. So you were saying she has tickets?
Yeah, turns out when Animal Control went out last week, they did a little more than just chit chat.
Oh.
I guess that's something she didn't want to talk about, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she can't, she has to act like she has one up on awareness on,
Always.
yeah.
Always. Is it weird that I don't consider myself awareness?
No, no, no.
Because I do try to talk about other things and do some good things here and there.
Yeah. Well, like I've seen you do the painting. I've seen some of those lives. And you talk about a lot of stuff. I don't want to say a T page. I don't think you're a T page. I don't know what you just do. You do Britney news. I don't know.
So whoever I was talking to over on Reddit was like, I was telling them, I don't talk shit. I mean, I do talk shit. I didn't say this over there, and I probably should have. I should have probably clarified. I do talk shit. That's all I do. But I don't just sit on my live and talk shit about people who scam.
Right.
Pretty much everything that comes out of my mouth is me talking shit, though.
Right. And that's like, us over here when we, stream Tim and Angela or Black Mamba. Yeah, we might talk a little shit, but it's like, we might talk a little shit, but it's like, enough is enough. Like, Tim, I don't, you know.
Absolutely. Y'all, I am a solid pain in the ass today. I'm bugging Matilda. I'm bugging Just Stop Already. I'm bugging everybody. I'm like, why aren't you live?
I know. You messaged me. I was like, what?
I'm being a solid pain in the ass today.
That's okay. You could be a pain in the ass any day.
Sunshine and Smiles, me too. And I just don't want my platform to be nothing but the negativity. There's a pedestrian. Okay. Just want to make sure we weren't running people over today. I just don't want my platform to be nothing but the negativity that awareness can bring, because it's such just always ickiness. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Bethy Booger Eater. That video was disgusting.
I gagged.
That was the nastiest.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Yeah, you know, and like when we stream and we go live, we like to have fun, you know, make commentary and, you know, go back and be like, well, that's not what you said about this, or, you know, you got to make it fun. You got to make it interesting. But she loves them boogies. She does. I mean, she was digging up there for a whole meal.
You know, some of you are so much more creative than me. Bethy Booger Eater. What was the sweaty toenail one? I wish I could come up with creative shit like that.
Yeah, Sunshine said it's fun over here. Plus, I can't get blocked anymore. Big sweaty toenail. But you know, it's when you're on a public platform, and this goes for any, you know, beggar scam. When you're on a public platform, and you put your whole life out there, you can't expect people not to cover you and call you out for certain shit. You can't do it. At least in my opinion, you know, like, yeah, everybody, you know, gets in a rough spot. Everybody gets in a tough spot. But when it lasts for years or a year, and you do it over and over and over again, like it's outrageous. And don't get mad when we talk about it or call you out or make videos or put out proof of that you said, you know, your room is $100, but now you're saying it's 150. Like, you know, and I'm just giving a stupid example.
But it's true. Like, that's the kind of horrible lies that they try to concoct. It's wild.
Mhm.
You're blocked. I can't deal with you today.
Hey, everybody coming. Hey, Christy, I saw everybody. I'm sorry.
Yes, hello to anyone that I missed saying hello to. I apologize.
Right. Now, who's asking for money for a friend? Beth? Oh my. No, I saw that she was on Sunshine, but I didn't watch her. I had such a headache after I laid down and passed out, but
So, by the way, I think that I'm confident I was being reported last night. I know that, I say that because I definitely had some reports for things like harassment and bullying and dumb BS. But she has only her car money left. Wow.
oh wow, what happened to where's the money for the new trailer and the boat and the
But most importantly, can somebody tell me why they're drinking Mad Dog 2020 like they're freaking 16 years old or something?
right? She wants to talk about people being so, you know, what does she call them? Childish and you know all the things she says. I mean, we all do. But you're going to sit there and you're going to drink Mad Dog? Come on.
Of all things.
Come on. At least, like, I don't even know. I know, you know, gas stations sell cheap shit. Right, exactly. Like,
Not in Colorado.
Yeah.
In Colorado, gas stations sell the real stuff. She did not get her pool, did she? Where'd she go? She left us. Oh, there you are.
I'm sorry. I got a text message. Yeah. What in the hell?
Sunshine, absolutely. I have a hangover thinking about drinking Mad Dog 2020.
Right? I remember back in high school. Oh God, prom. We drank Zima. Do you remember?
Oh, Zima. Oh, Zima and the wine coolers in a box.
Yes. I woke up in a tent so hungover.
Cross-faded, huh?
God.
Because so many adults talk like that.
Right? No, that that Bartles and James, yeah. That's a good she went
Yes.
through a lot of money.
Oh, you guys are so smart, Bartles and James. I did not remember what it was called.
God.
That's good shit.
Yeah, it is.
That is good shit. When I was a bartender, I had a lady that would come in and get Zima and have me pour grenadine in it. I don't think you can dress Zima up. Even with grenadine, I don't think you can dress Zima up.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
Any way you look at it, it's still cheap booze and the hangover is the same.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
I remember when I discovered how to not alleviate, how to minimize the hangover.
Yeah.
It became a more expensive day, but it was a much better day. Yes, it was Scam Opera.
See, Scam Opera, that's why we're good friends. It was the shit back in the day. Matilda, what was your shit back in the day? Yuck.
Yuck. A hood drink, huh? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mike. I cannot. With them and their hood crap, I cannot.
I know. And I saw your video when you were like, this is the hood, everybody, or whatever it was, when you were standing out there. But when I saw her drinking that drink out of that plastic martini glass or whatever the fuck it was, dancing around, I was like, no, she is. Yes, she is, but no, she is not.
Right? Country Grammy, Everclear. I had plenty of bad days with Everclear as well. My
Oh, yeah.
dad thought it would be fun to try to sneak it in a bottle. I used one of my mom's old bottles of toner. Just so you know, you never really get the toner taste out of that plastic.
Yeah.
So it was toner flavored Everclear.
I remember my first shot of Everclear, my daughter, she was like, Mom, you gotta take a shot of this. And I'm like, okay. Okay, yeah, no. Oh my God. I thought my throat was on fire. I thought I was going to unalive right then and there. I was done.
Yep. Oh, Boone's Farm. Oh, y'all, I'm a sissy. I can't drink any of that crap anymore. I would be done. Done.
Yep. The only thing I drink still, and I'm out, I'll drink moonshine. My friend, he has a whole bar full of like flavored moonshine. But
I love flavored moonshine.
mm-hmm. What did we have the other night? We had sour. No, we put lemonade in it. Sour watermelon, sour something, something. It was good though, whatever it was. And then he was like, "Nope, you gotta put more in there." He's like, "That bottle's the same amount that I put when I poured it." I'm like, "No, it's not." And he's like, "Yes, it is." And he just dumped more, and I was like, "Oh God, here we go."
That's funny.
Yep, I have some of the apple pie moonshine in the fridge myself. Yeah, he went on his honeymoon with his wife and came back with all this moonshine. I'm like, good God.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Right? I don't know. I got into vodka and flavor. What was it? Orange vitamin water. That's pretty good. Hey, Disturbed. How are you? Hope everybody had a good day today. Yeah, it is. It's good, Disturbed. It's good. Anything after 110 technically not for human consumption. Ooh, creamsicle moonshine. That sounds good.
Creamsicle moonshine is delightful.
Mm-hmm. That does sound good. I think he has a bottle of. It looked like Eggo. I think he has a bottle of. It looked like Eggo. I don't know if it's like syrup flavored. I would have to look. There's so many that on that shelf. Ugh.
I used to work for a distillery that made moonshine,
Mm.
but he never kept the good flavors around. I always wanted the yummy flavors to stay, and they never did. Like the sweet, give you a
My
hangover flavors.
yes, my friends called me when they were on their honeymoon. I guess they went to. Well, where did they go? Somewhere in Tennessee, I think. I can't. Somebody will know the name of it, but what do you call it? They would call me drunk. They would go on moonshine tastings, and they just bought like one, well, a case, I should say, of every single kind.
I would do that. I'd 100% do that.
Mm-hmm.
When I went on my first cruise, I wanted all this booze. I wanted to take it all home and not pay whatever. Why can't I think what it's called? Help me here, guys.
Um, I know what you're trying to say, but I can't think of
I
it.
don't know. I thought it was going to be cheaper. It wasn't cheaper, and it wasn't cheaper for a lot of reasons. But one of the main reasons was I completely packed my suitcase full of child support duties. Thank you.
That's it. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know.
Yes.
Big sweaty toenails. Guess was a pretty good one too. Anyhow, I completely packed my suitcase full of booze that I really probably didn't want or need anyhow, and then probably about 90% of it broke.
Oh no.
So I just had a bunch of booze smelling clothes.
Oh no. I'm sure Beth would have just sucked it out of the clothes. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Right?
That's
I
mean. That's
almost
mean.
guarantee it.
That's mean.
I can see Devin sitting there sucking on the shirt sleeve.
Hey Morgan, how are you?
How are you, Morgan?
How you doing, Luna? But yeah, I just want to come live with Brittany and kind of clear just a couple things up about that because that whole thing was very confusing about Michelle and very, very weird. Doing good, Morgan.
Can I also add for anyone in here from Reddit or anyone who's going to go tell the Reddit people what is being said in here? I probably come off as a lot more of an asshole through text than I do in person because when I write, I'm very to the point, and I don't mean to sound that way, but that's just I'm very professional and to the point, and I don't mean to sound that way. That's just what I do. Like, don't ever think you're going to get some sweet fluffy text message from me because it's not going to happen. I'm just not capable of it. So if I came off that way, that was not intentional. That's just who I am.
Yep. Yep. And I appreciate it, and I'm glad we came live to clear it up because it's not. I don't know. I don't know what they thought it looked like. But like I said, I don't cover him. That's why he wasn't called out. And we were talking about Tim and Angela. It was a 7-minute visit from him. The live wasn't about him. And if it would have been, I wouldn't have been up in the box because I don't know much about him. Hey Andrea, how you doing? Yeah, he was shooting his shot. He was trying to make it be like, oh, what I think it was him kind of like saying, "Oh, now they realize that I'm not a bad person or that I'm not doing that." No, you still are. You still are. I know enough that you are a beggar and you are a scammer and that you've done some dirty shit on this app. I know that.
Yeah, it doesn't change your character.
Mm-mm. Oh, not a problem, sweet baby Radius. And I can download this and upload it to my YouTube and make it public. So if anybody, has any questions, they can go watch it. I have no problem with that.
Christy, maybe she's reading over her tickets, trying to figure out how I found out about them.
You're absolutely right, sweet baby Ray. He would have acted like a total douche. Absolutely.
Oh, 100%. No, there's no reason to. Like I said over there, I'm not. There's nobody on this app that's going to make me act out of character. She did get tickets. We came back to help. Can you guys hear the people talking in the background?
Yeah.
It's the lady with the broken down car out there talking to my husband.
Oh.
Apparently he couldn't help but be Captain Save a Hope. But yeah, I'm not gonna, we are absolutely all in this together. And yes, I do awareness, but I don't consider myself awareness. So I am definitely known to talk some shit. But I'm not gonna let anybody bring me out of character. I've done it in the past. I'm not going to let it happen anymore. I'm grown. I have to be able to somehow manage my own emotions.
Mm-hmm. Beth is really the one of the only ones that get me out of character.
Same.
But when she starts, that's when I'm like, everybody, I know we're going down. We're going to the man.
For real. Like, there's something about her. And Tim had me out of character the night he got all that money.
Yes. Yeah.
He definitely had me out of character that night. Let me say bye to this lady real fast.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to play victim and act like this is why he's mean to everyone. Yep. Sure, sweet baby Rays, if he is willing to come into a box or, let us in a box or whatever, I mean, I would I'll go in there. I'll answer any questions that anybody has. And that's one thing about me. If
Absolutely.
ever has a question for me about anything, I have an email, I have an IG, I have a Snap, I have the messages on here. I mean, I will always speak the truth. I will never hide anything.
I actually asked him last night, though, to do exactly that, and he declined. So I doubt he'll do it, but, I'll message him or I'll probably stop into his live. I'm not big on messaging people. It took me 10 minutes to find Just Stops. Just Stop so I could message her today. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have to give you my information. That way it's easier to find me.
Yeah, we definitely need to do something because seriously, I was like, oh, this is too much.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's something else, that is for sure. And anybody who doesn't, who hasn't covered him or doesn't know him, I really hasn't covered him or doesn't know him, I really just would say type his name into the search and go look at a couple things that the one video I made on him, a couple of the things that he said and did, I was like, wow, he's happy to make us, help a server lose their job. He doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He gives no shits about anyone but himself.
Yep. And that's all of them on there. And I do, like, when I do watch him or stream him, if we're in the group, like, you can see that entitlement that the entitlement of, I get what I want. And, of course, we're all haters and we're all bullies. And no, it's not hate and it's not bullying, putting out the truth and spreading the truth and messaging people and being like, hey, before you donate, you might want to go type their name, like Brittany said, in the search bar, and you can see videos of, he might be acting one way now, but this is the real, Michelle. This is the real Tim and Angela. This is the real Beth and Devin. Oh, thank you, Big Sweaty Toenail. I don't know what else to call you. Big Sweaty Toenail. And
That's the best name ever.
I know. Yeah, over here we're chill. We stream different in my live, we'll stream different beggars and scammers. We'll talk about them. We'll have awareness lives every once in a while. I know Scam Opera and I just did one on Tim and Angela. Um, we go live and we kick it. Some people know more about scammers than I do, certain ones, and vice versa. I mean, it's just, a lot of us have been around a long time. It's a riot in here. Thank you, Toxic. We like to laugh. Yeah, Spotter, I know she said today she was going to be checking her class schedule, I guess, of her assignments this week. But yeah, I was surprised to see her on so much today. Oh, the drama twin. Yeah, I can't watch their drama twins are a lot for me. I'll watch their videos that people put out. I'll watch videos here and there of them, but they're a whole hot mess.
They are a hot mess. And if you cover them, I'm not so sure you would have time to cover anyone else because, wow, they are a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I kind of miss some of the old school scammers like Cherry Berry.
Mm.
He
I
was
don't
such
know much about that one. I know
easy.
Portia Furlow came back not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was watching her. She was trying to get enough money. I think it was like for a car at first, and then it was to get out of the house or the apartment or whatever she has with her man and go get a room for a couple days. And then it was like three different things in one live. And then somebody got on live with her and was like, "Oh, you don't have warrants here in, I don't know if it was Michigan or wherever it was. Like, come here and I can get you into a homeless shelter." And I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was,
Oh, good Lord.
I think that was the day. And I don't know a lot about SP either. And I don't know a whole lot about Portia, but, I've heard like Scam Opera. I've heard them all say their names. I've just never deep dove on any of them.
Oh, man. SP is one that I considered covering, way back when everybody still loved her and didn't realize what she was really about.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple things about her that just made me, it was super cringy to me, but I didn't, and I kind of wish I had, but I didn't say anything. Like I didn't, Spotter, trust me, you will regret all your life decisions if you go down that rabbit hole.
You really will. You really will.
I know I do.
That rabbit hole. I haven't even been fully down that rabbit hole yet.
Oh. Stay as far out as you can, because good gracious. I didn't realize what I was getting myself into when I stepped in, and man, I went from zero to so far over my head I'll never see the surface again.
That is just, it's nonstop with Betsy Pooh. It's just,
Oh, it is.
God.
And it frustrates me with her because what she wants is the drama. That is her whole platform, is having drama with everyone else.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She likes to try to say that that's what everyone else's platform is, but literally she has nothing without that. That's why she sits and scrolls TikTok and, does the things she does.
Yeah.
But, man, the things that she says and does make it awful hard to not have that drama with her.
Yeah, it's like Scam Opera said, it's how she gets her money.
Yep.
She'll get on Instagram and I'll be watching and she'll just like scroll and scroll and scroll and it's like, oh, this one's on or this one's on. And then she'll just start talking bullshit out of her mouth about, saying derogatory things about people, about wishing great on kids or,
Oh,
just making fun of people's disabilities. Like, you have no room to make fun of anybody's disability. Like, she's
and
just vile.
I think part of what really gets me about her is her chat. Why does her chat do this with her?
Yes. Yes. Why do they go back and forth and instigate or egg it on and keep it going or like
Yeah.
it blows my mind. And then, well, we're gonna give you money to piss them off. That ain't coming out of my pocket. You're not pissing me off.
Yeah,
You're
I don't
giving
know why
money to
anything that
two
makes us
full-grown
mad.
adults.
I mean, you throw your money down any garbage disposal you want.
Exactly. Exactly. Take out a loan for them. Go refinance your house and sell. Exactly. Take out a loan for them. Go refinance your house and send them all the money for all I care.
Yes.
She'll go through it like she's proven with this school money that it sounds like, she's going to go through it in a matter of days. We knew it was only a matter of days before she was going to start begging again.
Yep. And she did not let us down.
No, I said within a week. It sounds like it might be sooner than that.
Which is so wild to me.
I know.
It is so wild.
I know. Or when they, when the beggars and scammers say, well, you're just jealous. I have nothing to be jealous for. I have a roof over my head, a car I drive, a job I can go work when I need to, food in my refrigerator, in my cabinet. What am I jealous of? What am I jealous of? Please tell me.
Honestly, it's beyond me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to read the comments. Yeah, that is wild to me because I don't know what any of you think that we could possibly be jealous of, but I assure you, you have nothing that any of us want.
Exactly. Yeah, and I could go to Dunkin' whenever I want to and get my sweet tea and my coffee. I could go
Right.
get there. I get my nails done with my big girl money. I don't.
Yes. It's wild.
Exactly.
Oh, move in silence? Absolutely not.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Nope.
Beth, you can read her. She does.
Yeah, Rocky, they're still in a hotel. They got enough money the night before last for about a week and enough money for food until they get their stamps. I guess tomorrow is the 8th, isn't it? Or is today the 8th? I don't even know what Tuesday is.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, it's wild that because I guess I don't know for sure how much they get, but they have to get a couple $100 a month each. How do you not make that last through the month?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, even Beth and Devin, like they get stamps, and Tim and Angela, but the amount that you get, like with Tim and Angela Sunshine, like I was saying last night, you cook three proteins, and you're on this carnivore diet or whatever, but all that meat could have lasted you at least 2 or 3 days. Like you ration, I guess that's the right word. Ration, you make it last, you make it stretch. You don't have to eat meat every day.
No. Hi, Jen. No, absolutely not. You can, I don't know. I guess maybe because I had 5 kids,
Yeah,
I found ways to ration.
exactly. I mean, what's wrong with peanut butter and jelly for dinner?
Right.
Bologna and cheese, ham and cheese, make sandwiches one night. It blows my mind. Move in silence.
Same.
Did you see one of her followers One of Beth's followers asked her for money for food and she said she didn't have it. I wonder how much she's given Beth in the past.
No way. Are you serious? Did that just happen?
I don't know.
Yes, ramen is very cheap.
Yep. And Spotter said, hubby and I are carnivore, buy in bulk at a discount butcher. And, 300
Right.
last a month. Yeah. I mean, she said the money she has is for her car. Wow.
I hope that tells her supporters everything they need to know about her.
Mm-hmm. Sarah Beth, are you talking about Tim and Angela? Why are they in a hotel? Because Beth and Devin, who were also, I know it could get a little confusing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we should pick a road, huh?
I know Tim and Angela are in a hotel because, well, they've been in a hotel for about the last year. They've gotten evicted out of Angela's family's house, and they got kicked out of Tim's dad's house. They don't get along with the family.
Shocker.
Yeah. Yeah, where's the money Beth had for her nails? Yeah, I mean, she has a money. They all do have money. She has a money. They all do have money management problems.
I I can't imagine getting, a chunk of money, not having any transportation,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that, keep in mind she loves those dogs so much. She's so concerned about them. I know that animal control would like to talk about, well, that she has 30 days, and then they will want to talk again about licensing and vaccinations. Like, why would you not use your money for, I don't know, the things you need just to survive?
Exactly.
Mobile vet. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Do you guys know that when they were in Trinidad, it was like a 4-minute walk from a vet?
Really?
Yep.
And what was the excuse she made? That they didn't have a ride, that they can't fit in the Uber? But when you were talking to Mike and you were friends with Mike, why couldn't Mike take y'all to the vet?
Right.
Like,
Right.
make it make sense. Like, and that's why, she gets mad because we think of these things and that obviously her supporters don't, or if they do, they're just oblivious to saying it to her. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, she'll come up, with excuses for a vet. She'll come up with everything.
I know at one point she said that she lived outside of town. The vets were too. Beth, you lived like across the street from Walmart. How far outside of town do you want people to believe that is?
Exactly.
For
Yeah,
real.
big sweaty tone. Yeah, critical thinking. That's actually a college class, Beth. I can't wait to see how you do in that one.
I I personally don't even think she's doing classes anymore.
I don't either. I think, and this is what it was my opinion then, and it still is. Now that she got the money, she might say, "Oh, I have class or I have assignments," but eventually it'll just dissipate. It'll go away.
Yep, it'll taper off like every other thing.
Yep.
Remember the big prison job that she talked about
Yeah.
about a little less, and then now it's non-existent.
Yep. Yeah. Beth only cares about the cash. Absolutely, Scam.
Move in silence. Are you saying you don't think she got the money? She got some money. I'm not sure how much or whatever, but I know she got some.
Yeah, she did. I want to say it was like 34. I don't know the exact amount. I know it was a little over 3,000. Right. She'll blame the trolls. Everybody always blames the trolls or blames awareness. You stub your
And
toe, awareness made me do it. You know, it's all our fault. But don't put all your business out in public.
Easy. Easy
Simple.
peasy.
I got a job. I'm going to work. Where you working? I'm not saying. I'm going to work. I'll come back on. I'll talk to you guys after. You know, but don't stub me. You know, I'm moving. Where are you moving to? Oh, well, you know, and then make it a challenge. Like, you can't find me. And then I'm not saying that that's right either, but like, come on. Come on. It's like they want people to find out so that it could be used as a money grab, as an excuse. You know,
Absolutely.
oh, well, they got me fired. So, like Tim, oh, they got me fired. So now I can't pay Janet back or I can't pay my room. And Beth does it all the time. All the time.
All the time. It's wild. Wild, wild.
Yeah, at least 5, 10 times a day.
There's absolutely nothing in my real life that any of you can affect if I don't want you to.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
all-
don't I don't give you that power because I don't put that information online.
Exactly. Keep parts of it to yourself, and then, you know, like, well, why should I keep my life private? Because if this is what you say they are doing, keep it freaking private.
Honestly.
Is that to understand? I don't know. I don't. It blows my mind. But you do it, especially you, Beth. You do it because
Yep.
it helps you gain the sympathy and the money.
Yep. Can somebody tell me though, are we trolls or are we bullies? Because I really get confused.
I don't know. I guess both. I don't even know what a good word for with a troll and a bully would be.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we bully because we put out the truth, and we're trolls because we go in. I don't know. I have sunshine. I don't
Bully is
bully
an
you.
introvert. Oh my gosh.
Yes, Cam Upper said, I'm not a good troll, so I don't do it. I, I troll every once in a while. I'm usually in there watching, you know, reporting.
I'm honestly not a good troll either. I like that. Bully roll.
Yep.
I'm gonna start using that.
I know. I did go into Jordan Paul's chat one time. Somebody said, ask her about her toupee. So I got on my troll account and I asked her how her toupee is doing. She flipped out. I was like, whoa, new trigger unlocked.
That's awesome.
Have you never seen curly, thick hair? And she's pulling on her hair. And I was like, whoa.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was funny.
You know, I have to tell you guys, I'm a little bummed by some of these people though, because some of them are just, I need them to like refresh their script.
Good right.
My family can recite some of what these damn people say.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And you know, it's like they all watch each other and they're like, oh, well, you know, Jordan Paul used this, so let me go try to use this. Or they get
Yes.
a pattern where it's like, you know what they're going to say next. You know, like Tim and Angela, you were supposed to be on last night cooking dinner, but you didn't. And I said, when you got that money, I'd give them maybe a day or two of coming on. And then they're not going to come on until they need the money anymore. Obviously, you didn't come on last night. You might come on tonight. But you're not going to be on just chit-chatting with your friends.
I will give Tim this. He does manage other people's money a little better than Beth does.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he can go, when he gets a little cash in his hand, he can go a little bit longer than she can before he comes back asking for more.
Right. Unless he said, well, I do have receipts. He does ask for it on the back end.
Oh.
Timothy, good old Timothy, has gotten a lot of money on the back end. A lot. That I know of. That's a scary.
Really?
Yeah. Let's just say like over 5K.
What?
That I know of. Yeah. Thousands.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And that's not counting, what Just Janet gave him, what New Mexico Nana gave him, and all the others. I'm sorry.
You might be right, Jen. Like we were saying last night, like they've got their little show pretty much down to a science.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And I don't know if I brought this up last night. They did the cancer. They did a benefit with the wrestling in their community for $2,000 for her surgery, for this cancer surgery that she had, which her family said it wasn't cancer. It could have been precancerous cells or endometrial, whatever it was. She was having a surgery.
Okay.
Raised $2,000 for copays, surgical costs, XYZ. But out of Tim's own mouth, the hospital paid 100% of the surgery.
No.
100% of the surgery.
No.
Yep. Out of his own mouth. So
Wow.
that right there is theft by deception. Yeah, I think it was like 2K. The poster said.
Well,
A couple people sent me that poster. I would have to go back and look.
that one right there, I wish that people would have come for him on that one, because that is absolute. Theft by deception is hard to prosecute.
Mm-hmm.
But that one right there, I mean, that's a no-brainer. There's no, you sent me money for food and I bought cigarettes. Like that is blatant.
Blatant theft by deception. Absolutely. He did. He had, and there was a post on Facebook that I want to say it was January. I saw. I would have to look again. I'd have to go back and look again for the date. But he said, I have 2K in my hand. I'm looking for a car.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the benefit was years ago. I can't remember I want to say 2015 for some reason in my head. Like I don't know I'd have to go back and look. Hello,
Wow.
Cupcake.
Hi, Cupcake. How are you, love?
But yeah, and it's just, but he won't. He gets mad. You get blocked. He won't answer those questions. He won't. You call him out. Because he knows. In the clip you watched last night, he said he had 2K for the house, but spent it on rooms. Huh. So, did you have 4K, Tim? Because your Facebook post said you had 2K for the car, and Scam Opera has a memory that you wouldn't believe. Said you had 2K for a house, but you spent it on room. Why would you spend it on rooms? And then I know he made the excuse of, landlords, whatever. You have the eviction on your record. I'm sure your credit is shit. You didn't have a job, and that's a big thing. You need a job to get a place. You need to make like 2 or 3 times whatever the rent is. So are you going to live in hotels for the rest of your life?
Right.
You can't be like, oh, I get on TikTok for them to pay my bills.
Okay, my comment is too long, so I'm just going to say it. Toxic Wheeler, that's actually what got me started doing any of this, is people who make up lies like that. When there are people out here who are living that absolute nightmare, and these people make up those lies like it's nothing, like
Mm-hmm. No morals, no no, just get on and use it for a money grab.
Yep.
Okay, January 23rd. Thank you, Toxic. I appreciate it. I thought it was in January. I just couldn't remember the date.
Yes, they weaponize other people's trauma. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes my blood boil
Yep.
to no end.
Because they're hoping to get somebody in that room that might have went through cancer or
Yep.
epilepsy or whatever they're using. And I feel so bad. Like, yeah, and I mean, I'll say it. Janet told me that she sent that $70 to them because she was afraid Angela was going to have a seizure in the heat.
Yep. Yep. And that's what Tim was banking on.
Exactly.
That just makes my blood boil. I can't even describe to you the way that makes my blood boil.
Yep. Why bring it up? You bring it up because, it's hot and, her seizure. She didn't even know when it was asked what kind of seizure disorder she had and what medicine she takes. She couldn't even answer the question. She skipped over the first part and then somebody said, "Do you take Keppra?" in the comments. And she's like, yeah, that's what I take. But
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
nope. And I'm not, and he always says they said to provide them with medical records. I don't give a shit about your medical records, Tim. I really don't. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see anybody's medical records.
Absolutely not.
But it's very convenient that she has these seizures and these headaches and whatnot right before you need the money.
Yep.
And then
And I love his line.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not worried about me sleeping in the car, but Angela with her seizures.
Right. And then you get the money, and like the one day you get the money, and then all of a sudden Angela's all better and she's doing her makeup, and I haven't had a seizure, thankfully, but I know people that have, and it takes days for them to recover sometimes. I mean, that's what I've heard. I don't know,
I mean, no, they haven't slept in the car.
Yeah, and that was another thing. Like Erin said, my girlfriend has epilepsy. Heat doesn't trigger it, and that's I've been told by somebody in the medical field that heat doesn't trigger seizures. Doesn't trigger seizures. It's that sympathy. He's banking on people not knowing these things,
Yep.
and then if it's called out, well, they must have a different kind of, they would come up with, they must have a different kind of seizure disorder, different health issues or whatever, come up with watch it now.
Right?
It makes me very mad. It makes me very mad. Yeah, she's been turned down by SSI a few times. Yep. Mhm.
And to me, that feels a lot like Devin and his SSI.
Yes. There's a lot of similarities between Beth and Devin and Tim and Angela.
Absolutely.
I mean, of course, two different couples, but and what they do and whatnot. But there's a lot of similarities.
Oh, there is. There definitely is.
100%.
Went out the same. Good gracious.
Yep. Yeah, they got money and then they went out to eat one night, and he made a video of, somebody asked in the chat today how we hold our head up, doing this or something. I forgot exactly what the video said. He's like, I hold it high. Yeah, well, you're sitting in a restaurant spending somebody else's money going out to eat when you could have saved that money for your hotel room or the
Right.
money that Angela gets for Dunkin' instead of spending that $10 on a cup of coffee. Put it away and said, but then he's like, well, they sent it to her specifically for coffee. Okay, but you don't have to get the coffee. You can save the money and
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone would be too upset
yeah,
if they sent money to me for coffee and I told them, hey, I had to use that to keep a roof over my head. I really can't imagine anyone would be upset about that.
Right. Or put it in your car, drive the 30 minutes or 45 minutes that you say get to the plasma place. Go donate plasma and get the money for your room that way. And drive back.
Right.
Or do DoorDash, or this whole now your car is broken thing. Where the hell did that come from? Right, sunshine, exactly. I would be like, you know what? Good, and I
It's wild. And why won't any of these people donate plasma? That's a pretty good little gig there.
yeah. Well, I know Black Mamba. He he irks the crap out of me. He will donate plasma, but he says he uses his plasma to buy his garden supplies.
Oh, good.
And then gets on and begs for room money and food.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, he's a fun one. He's been doing it for about 5 years now. He is transgender, female to male, and he is Italian and Black. And the only reason why I'm pointing that out is because he uses that to beg. He uses that as sympathy. They hate me because I'm transgender. They hate me because I'm Black and Italian. And if I'm not wearing my hat and my real hair is showing, and because I'm not wearing a hat, I'm not getting people in here for views. Just very, very manipulative. And he gets pissed. He said today, if you're sitting in this room, not helping me with money, you can kindly get the F out. You're sitting in here and you have money and not helping me. Like, I'm going to have to clip it down. I haven't had time to make the video, but just very if you're in here and not helping me, get the fuck out.
Wow.
Yep.
That I don't know why that. Well, I do know why. Did anyone happen to catch the clip of Beth saying that she had a very disappointing call with the Pueblo Police Department?
Yes, when she called them, was it the fireworks?
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I caught that one.
Jessica, I haven't seen anything about him in a while either, actually.
He wasn't on. Kyle was on. Kyle was working, and actually Matt was working with Kyle. It looked like a gas station, according to I'm not going to say what gas station, but it looked like a gas station according to the uniform that they had on. And Matt, he looked pretty good. He looked halfway decent. I'm hoping he's on the path of getting better.
I like to see these people turn their life around and do something good for themselves. And yes, she hates the police. She wants no part of them unless she's calling them on someone.
Yep. Yeah, and Beth, you hate the police and you hate the government and this and that, but you're gonna call the police on somebody else? Like, make it make sense, Beth. Make it.
I can't even tell you guys how many times she's called the police on me. She calls the police on me when I'm not even in the same city. Like, I'm 60, 80 miles away from her and she's calling the police on me. Hi, Terry. I'm good. How are you, love? My favorite, though, was when she tried to get the restraining order and that poor court clerk, she could barely keep her professionalism. I felt bad for that poor woman.
Yeah, that is a whole train wreck.
Crazy can be good, though, Terry.
Yeah, it sure can.
I do too, Rebecca. It annoys me to no end that she does that.
Mm-hmm. Terry, Beth got a boatload of money?
We're both like, oh.
Huh? We know she got her check. She got more money?
Really?
I'm gonna have to go watch some videos after this.
Right? Me too.
We're both probably going to be watching the same YouTube video.
Yeah, probably. I would almost bet.
I think $80. Oh God. She has a check coming Friday. I know she said Friday is the day that she was getting the car and the camper. This was out of her mouth.
What's this check Friday for? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
I don't understand where all this money is coming from.
It's split up payment. So she said 7,000. So it was split. The 7,000 she's supposed to get. They're saying maybe they split it. So the first installment was that $1,000 check, and then the rest.
I thought when they split them, they split it like halfway through the semester or something, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, when I was in school, I know I didn't get nearly that amount of money.
No, me either.
I got it all like just deposited into my account. Then it went, to bills and whatnot. But
In the low shack.
today she said she's getting a new camper and whatever that means. Good Lord. Right, Scam? Let's all go back to school. What the hell? Free money. Free money. And then after we get it, we can drop out.
I jokingly told my husband that one day. I said, I'm just going to go back to school so I can get a bunch of free money like Beth. He looked at me. He said, do you have a bunch of free money like Beth? He looked at me. He said, do you not remember paying back your first student loan?
Yeah.
I do. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't want to talk about it.
Yep. Now I do. No, forget it. Never mind.
Oh, that's true. We're not vets, so we probably wouldn't get the money that she gets.
Yeah. Harry, I think she started school, and this is my opinion. I think she started school, and now that she got the money, or the money's going to come in, whenever that last check comes in, if they split it in half, I think she might keep up with the story for a little bit longer, but eventually it'll just go away.
So, puppy power. This new camper thing, and also you heard her say that she might wait until September. Oh boy, what was that? I think that she has an issue at the park she's at because she is in a mobile home park. It's not an RV park. They are not equipped for RVs. So I think that they have to do something. They have to like switch the plumbing over, or they have to get a different type of,
Like a more permanent
yeah,
type of housing situation.
because an RV and a mobile home absolutely do not have the same hookups.
Right.
So I don't. Terry, that's the question of the day.
I think we touched on that. I think a lot of people give her money thinking it's going to piss us off,
Yeah.
which it doesn't. That's your money that you're giving out of your wallet. Go for it. Go broke for all I care.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to sound mean, but that's,
I
do I
don't.
want them to give it to her? No, of course I don't. Of course, 100% do not. But if they're going to give it to them despite us trying to bring awareness or the truth out or anything, then go for it. Whatever. It is what it is. You can never stop people from giving money on the app. You can't. You can slow it down. You can try your best to slow it down. They have to put in the work and the effort to make themselves better to get off the app.
Right. I don't remember who said it. Someone said, that you can't use the money for whatever you want. And I cannot imagine that you could just use that money for whatever you want. I can't imagine that the Department of Education said, let's send Beth $7,000 for gardening supplies and Mad Dog 2020. Like that's wild to me. That it just wouldn't, that's not realistic.
Right. Right. I don't think I think it's supposed to be used for living expenses, like to help you get through that time that you're in school. Um, I mean, what I used my money for, which was nowhere near 7 grand, which is fine. I mean, I wasn't complaining. My refund was like 700.
Right.
Some bills, and that saved the rest. Food, whatever I needed for the house to help get through that time. Yeah, I didn't buy like a pool or a fence or clothes and yabba dabba doos, and I didn't do all that. I didn't buy Mad Dog but I don't think. I don't know if they would come back and be like, I need to see your receipts of what you spent in it. I don't know if there's a way to really track it.
Well, and that's true.
But yeah, she's gonna have to pay it back. Yeah, they don't ask for receipts. They just, here's your refund of, whatever the difference is, and you know. Yeah, I don't know if it was grants or loans or what kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with them. Yeah, digital footprints. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen anything, but I've never really looked either of like the Department of Education going after people for spending it on unnecessary things. But they might have. I don't know. I've just never researched that.
I haven't either, and I took my school loans out so long ago that could be puppy power.
Yeah.
And I used them for what they were intended for, so I really don't remember
Yeah.
the specifics of things. I will say, so mobile home park, they do have, the reason she was able to get a spot in that mobile home park is because the mobile home park has the city coming down on them over condemned trailers that they're having to pull out. So maybe maybe the city will get involved in the Beth and Devin situation as well. I don't know. But I do know that that's why there was a space there. They are pulling condemned trailers out because the city's coming down on them. Ow.
Yeah. But I'm gonna jump off and eat some dinner. Probably come back on a little bit later. But thank you, Brittany, for coming up with me and clearing that up.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. And like I said, I'll download this. I'll put it on YouTube. So that way, if anybody has any questions, they can, go watch it.
That sounds good.
All right. You too, but I can't even say your name straight anymore. Bessie Booger Eater. It's in my bio. To tell you the truth, I forgot my YouTube name. I want to say just stop already. .01 or something like that. Love you too, Lemonade. Yeah, I I can never remember all the freaking name. That might be my Instagram name. I'm not sure. It's in my YouTube. It's in my bio though.
Oh, you're too funny.
But thank you, and I'll message you, Brittany, after I get off.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, my dear. I appreciate you.
Not a
Everybody
problem.
have a good rest of your day if I don't talk to you.
You too. Oh,
Bye,
thank
y'all.
you. Bye.